You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into your Monday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. Today is February 17th. It is President's Day, so we hope that you get out there and you celebrate this great holiday, but we've got a great show in store for you. We're going to step into the kitchen with Kim and Ross. We're going to make some delicious homemade stir fry. Then we're going to introduce you to Shrunk 3D as well as the Eagle Valley Library District Bookmobile. It's all taking place here on Good Morning Vail, which starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
This weather report is sponsored by Grand Hyatt Vail. Indulge in the bold flavors of Makoto at Grand Hyatt Vail. Make your reservations today.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar.
Welcome back to the show. Now, I love getting to talk about things that get you excited to get out there, ski or ride, and help you see better on the mountain. So right now I've got the Smith 4D Mag with the ChromaPop lens technology. Now, this is a great goggle. Because of that 4D technology that's in it, it increases your field of view by 25% with that bird's eye view. So as we take a look at this goggle lens, as I rotate it down, you can see that that lens continues right here, allowing you to see better out there with that 25% increase. Now, to change this goggle lens, all you do is pull these levers down. Then you're going to pull that lens right out. It's easy to switch. You're going to line it up. Make sure that it is fully lined up, that goggle lens is all the way in there, and then you're just going to snap those little levers back into place, securing your goggle lens, making it nice and easy to change. If I can change it here on the couch, well, then you can change it out there on the chairlift. This is an incredible goggle to have your hands on because that ChromaPop technology means color pop, so it's going to help you see those colors better out there on the slopes, so that way you can see better, so you can ski or ride better. Now, if you want to get your hands on this incredible goggle, make sure that you go to any one of the Eyepieces of Vail locations throughout our community because we've got so many that you're going to want to check out, and there are some great places to get a helmet and some goggles. That way you are fully protected out there on the mountain. We want to thank Eyepieces of Vail for bringing you this Lens of the Day report this morning. If you're looking for new goggles, new helmet, or any vision needs, well, then they're the perfect place for you to go. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Coming at you from around the world. The biggest names in sports, entertainment, and business.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's no way.
Exclusive access and one-on-one conversations.
Yeah, you guys really did some deep research.
I don't think we should give him any more information.
In depth with Graham Bensinger.
I'm Jason Kennedy, and this is The Wager. Let's go, Wes! We've all heard about this pickleball craze. Celebrities are playing pickleball matches all the time, and they're challenging each other to these ridiculous bets. Now I'm bringing the cameras to their house with new celebrities and a new bet every week.
Hello, rally there.
It's just real, genuine conversation.
I got invited to Usher's birthday party. What am I doing here?
And some pretty crazy antics.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking to make some delicious food? Well, we love stepping into the kitchen with Kim and Ross because they always have some tricks up their sleeve for something incredible. We're going to make some homemade stir-fry sauce, so Ross is going to show us how to make the sauce.
We're in the kitchen.
Yep.
We are in the kitchen, and what a Tuesday it is.
Yeah. What are we cooking up today,
Well,
Kim?
you know, I like to travel, and I sometimes at the end of the day I'm just so tired, and I'm over trying to think of creative meals to make for myself. So I love a simple stir fry. But the kicker and the best piece of the stir fry is the sauce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I like to avoid store-bought sauces as much as possible, and I always make my own. So I figured we'd show the audience
Let's do it.
how to make an easy and stir fry recipe. If you've got rice vinegar and you've got a sesame oil in your pantry, you probably have everything else too. And so we'll go ahead and get started with this. But I love it because sesame oil has this nice nutty toasty flavor, and that really is what makes the dish. So we'll go ahead and get started. It comes with rice vinegar, which is very important. We also have the sesame oil, and sometimes it's hard to find it because you don't need a lot. So it doesn't come in a very big jar. We've got soy sauce. I like to use the lesser sodium, but it really doesn't matter. It depends on how salty you like things. And then you can use sugar or honey.
Okay.
So basically, or you can use a juice or pineapple juice, apple juice, whatever it is, if you had that on hand, because you want something sweet to kind of balance out that saltiness.
Love it.
Are you big Asian-inspired cuisine?
Yeah, I love my rice cooker.
Yeah.
It's probably my best dish that I make.
We should have brought your rice cooker in so that we can use it to use our stir-fry sauce with.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, the key to a good stir-fry sauce is cornstarch. So you want to make sure that you have cornstarch, and that's what thickens it up. And you can add as much as you want to, but typically you would start with just 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Okay. And then fresh garlic, fresh ginger, but it's okay if you don't have either one of those. We've got garlic powder here. You can use garlic salt, but you may not want to because the sodium is already in the soy sauce. And then I've got some grated or ground ginger here, but we also have some fresh ginger as well. And now if you have your fresh ginger, you can just like grate it up or finely dice it. I would suggest grating it because it then releases like all of the juices. So yeah, let's get started.
Love it.
This is the best part, Ross. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna need you to separate the measuring cups from the ring.
Oh man, that's
Which
the
we know
best
is
part.
Ross's favorite part.
That's the best.
We've done this before. That's one of the best parts because it's always fun to watch you in the kitchen. Look at that. He's a pro, ladies and gents. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Which color did you need?
Well, we're gonna need 1 cup of water, or half a cup of water. So I'd say water or vegetable stock. You need like something to kind of be the base to add that extra liquid to stretch it out. So we've got some filtered water here.
Cool.
So if you can pour a half a cup of water into our bowl, and then we're gonna also do a half a cup of soy sauce when you're done with that. So I'll go ahead and get this soy sauce opened.
That is exactly half a cup of water.
That is perfect.
Exactly.
Exactly. And you know what? You are so good.
And we're gonna do half cup.
Half a cup. So we're going all the way in. This is really great. This will last in the fridge for up to a week, but you can also freeze it if you don't want to toss your, you don't want to use it all right away. And you know, sometimes I do that since I'm at home and I cook mostly for myself. I freeze a lot of the meals that I make at home, and this is definitely one that I would keep on hand. You just pour a little bit out. You can even put it in like individual like freezer bags, so you have just a little bit here and there. So we did 1/2 cup of water, half a cup of soy sauce, and then we're going to add 1 teaspoon, that is TSP, of the sesame oil. For those of you that aren't sure what that looks like.
This looks like about 66 milliliters, right?
Well, we've probably got one that's a little bit bigger than that. If I had to look at the different colors, it might be red sitting here on the counter. There we go, nailed it. 1/2 teaspoon or 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. So we'll go ahead and pour that in. And the sesame it's just great. I love toasted sesame seeds or not. So we'll pour this kind of gives it a nice like warm nutty flavor. And you can see it's pretty thick. A lot of sesame oil goes a long way, so you don't want to oversell it, but if you feel like you need to, go ahead. You know, it really is kind of up to you and what you want to do. So we're just getting that out there. Looking good. Okay, dumping that in there, and then we've got the rice vinegar. Now, rice vinegar is vinegar, right? But it tastes a little bit different. That gives it a little bit more of the authenticity of Asian cuisine is because of these 2 flavors typically in their sauces. So we're going to do 1/2 tablespoon. That's TBSP.
All right.
So that's the big one.
All right, here we go.
And I love our measuring cup set because it's really great if you're like cooking with kids. You can just tell them what colors to grab.
Yes.
And that always helps. So that's 1/2 tablespoon of the rice vinegar. And now it's going to have a very potent, like strong sour taste. And then if we had 2 cloves of garlic, but really what we'll do is we'll do our garlic powder instead of our garlic salt. So we don't have the fresh garlic on hand, and that's okay. Cool. You know, obviously you want that, but if you don't, it's okay. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon of the garlic powder. And so that's
I got it. I'm back in here.
We have fun in the kitchen, as you can see.
So I heard something recently that some chefs taste their salt and sugar before putting it in to make sure it's salt or sugar and not mixing it up. Have you heard of that?
I have not, but that's probably a smart move for sure. I would do that if I didn't have it in a bag in front of me. That's
yeah,
sugar.
I think it's when it's like just in a jar and they don't really know.
You know, yeah, it looks good. And really, honestly, it doesn't matter. I'd say that's probably pretty good. You can kind of dump that in. I like to taste garlic in my dishes, so if it's a little bit garlicky, I'm not mad about it. Some people are a little bit more particular about that. And then we're going to do about 1 to 2 teaspoons of grated ginger or ginger powder. So we don't have a grater in front of us, but this is typically, if you don't shop for ginger, this is what it looks like. You can get it in like the organic section. I love to cook with ginger in most of my dishes. I make a really great soup and I put ginger in it. It just gives it a little bit more of like a hearty flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and use the ginger powder.
Okay.
It's easy, it's on hand, and I keep this in my pantry as well. And you know what? It's okay if there we go.
Whoa, Kim, easy there. I'm doing so much hard work, and you just throw it in there like that.
We're getting wild. And then we've got the 1 tablespoon of sugar. So you can use honey. You can also use orange juice, apple juice, whatever it is that you want to. And then we're going to also do 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and that's what's going to thicken it up.
Sweet.
And then my favorite part is like how we get everything blended together. So
I gotcha.
We're going to go ahead and just pour that in there. Teamwork makes the dream work, but sometimes you just need to be the only person to do this.
One team, one dream.
One team, one dream. And then cornstarch. This is the most important one. We want to thicken it up. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon, but depending on how thick you want your sauce, you can honestly just keep adding until it's come to your desired consistency. So this might be one where we want to just take a spoon and make sure that it's exactly right. But by exact, we're going to use our regular here. There we go.
That looks good.
Right? So we can whisk it up, or if you had like a jar, thanks, Ralph. There we go. We'll just whisk it if you had a jar. You know, I love this bowl because it comes with a lid, and so what we could do is we could like shake it up and really make sure that it's blended.
Or just put the rest of the meal in that bowl.
Or just put it all in there, toss it all together, dump it into a wok or a skillet. I love a stir fry. Like, you can buy frozen vegetables. You can also make it fresh. But hey, if you're in a pinch, grab the bag of frozen stir-fry vegetables. You can put shrimp in it, tofu, chicken, steak. Really, honestly, I feel like I'm sitting at a hibachi restaurant and I'm ready to just sizzle up some filet mignon.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. But easy recipe. You can freeze it. You can keep it on hand for about a week. And then you can either toss your vegetables and all of it in it together, put it all in the freezer if you wanted to do that, or you just add it as you cook it. And if you want the sauce to be thicker, just keep adding more cornstarch, and boom.
Man, it smells so good.
It does,
right?
We're basically chefs here in this kitchen.
I think I'm gonna have some of this and then go to China Garden after too.
That sounds great. Well, we've got a lot more on the show after this. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
This show looks at anything that has an engine and a story told by the owners. This is a scooter. Have you had it the whole time?
I have not. It's actually the third time I've owned the car.
Sell regret, sell regret. To the actual prototype GT40, I got to sit in that car.
Oh, I gotta give me one of these, man.
We've got all the muscle, the speed, and the stories.
I got stage 4 cancer. A bunch of friends came together and decided that this thing needed to get done then. A lot of friends came together and made this thing happen.
Hey, if it has an engine and a story, you're going to hear about it on rides. Almost every vehicle, doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, there's some tie to your past.
Good morning, Vail.
Let's head back into the kitchen with Kim. She's going to show us what we can do with that sauce and how we can make some delicious stir fry. I don't know about you, but she always makes me hungry, so let's head to the kitchen.
Ross and I got into the kitchen and we made a delicious stir fry sauce, and now I'm going to show you how to apply it with the simple, fresh from the frozen food section, shrimp stir fry. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, every stir fry is good with rice, and that's a great base. I love the Jasmine minute rice. This is so easy. You do about 2 cups of water, or 1 cup of water to 1 cup of rice. So we have 2 cups of water boiling right now. We're going to make about 2 cups of rice. It's so simple. We've already got the water boiling. So you're just going to pour that in. You're going to measure in about 2 cups of that wonderful Jasmine rice. And it only takes about 5 minutes to cook, which is really the great part when you're using this minute rice. So we got about 2 cups added in now. The water has been boiling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a quick little stir. And then I'm going to cover it and remove it from the heat, and we're just going to let it sit for 5 minutes by itself, which is really great. So once that's done, we've removed it from the heat. Our rice is ready to rock. Now I've got a hot pan here that we're going to actually pre-cook the shrimp. We're going to put it in there, and then we're going to add the vegetables, the stir fry, and the shrimp, and let it all mix together. Now, one of my favorite things, I've got a bag of frozen, deveined, and tail off shrimp. Now, if you knew you were making this meal ahead of time, you can pull the shrimp out of the freezer, put it in cold water, and let it sit for 10 hours overnight in the cold water, and that will de-thaw it. Or if you don't have time for that, which, we like to do things quick and easy around here, I pulled it out. I actually ran it under cold water in a colander for about 5 minutes, just so that it defrosts. But there are other fun ways to do it too. You can boil it in the water really quickly and then flash run it under cold water. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So my pan is hot. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of a mild flavored oil. So, I think you can use vegetable oil. I try not to. Olive oil to me is just as good. We're going to go ahead and pour our oil in here. Our pan is nice and hot. I've got it right about that medium to medium low, just to get a nice simmer. And we're going to add in the shrimp as we need to. So I'm not going to do all of it, just because, we don't need to have a huge plate of shrimp here. But we're just going to make sure that it all fits into our skillet, so that we can have a shrimp stir fry. Now, who doesn't love a shrimp stir fry? I know I'm a big fan of stir fry in general, but if you don't like shrimp, or you have an allergy to seafood, you can do tofu, you can do chicken, but we're going with shrimp here because to me, shrimp stir fry is classic. So we've got it in here. It's nice and thawed, and we're just going to lightly color it. You want to make sure that the shrimp is cooked until it's until it's pink and opaque. You want to make sure that it is fully cooked. We've got it going. I'll turn up the heat a little bit here. You can season your shrimp, but really you don't need to, because it's going to be seasoned with the stir fry sauce. And our stir fry sauce is very simple. We made it with cornstarch. That's a key element. You've got your sugar, you've got your rice, you've got your ginger powder. You can do grated ginger if you want to. We have soy sauce, rice vinegar, sesame oil, all of the different things that are quintessentially Asian flavors, so it's going to be delicious. But as our shrimp is frying up, it's looking great. We're just going to make sure that it is completely cooked, mostly. You can be about 85% done, because then once you toss everything else in, it'll rock and roll here. So you can hear it sizzling, you can smell the seafood. I love the smell of shrimp cooking, and we can even add a little bit of extra seasoning to it if you want to. Sometimes I'll do a little salt and pepper. So we're going to go ahead and add the garlic powder. Why not, right? I think that's just going to be the simplest way. We don't need to worry too much about everything else. It's looking great here. I like to make sure that it's turning pink. As you can see it sizzling. So I put about a tablespoon of olive oil into the pan. You don't want too much, because you don't want the oil flying all over the place, but you want just enough so that it crisps up just a little bit. All right, we're going to flip these over. They're looking nice and pink on some sides, looking great. And then, this is the best part. You can literally just get whatever frozen vegetable that you want to. I like to get the Asian medley because it comes with the baby corn, the snap peas, which I love a snap pea in my stir fry. Or you can just get whatever you want to. You can get frozen peas and carrots. Sometimes you can get the water chestnuts. Those are also a really fun one to throw in there. Broccoli, baby broccoli, whatever it is that works for you. And it just smells so flavorful in this kitchen. I wish you could smell it. I smell the garlic salt that we use, so that gives the shrimp a little bit more flavor. You can see that it's cooking up nicely. Now it's going from like a gray, almost translucent, and turning into this nice pink opaque shrimp. And that will really make it delicious. You know, it does not have to be crusted over. You can make it that way, but we just want to make sure that it's fully cooked before we throw in the vegetables. And this is such a easy weeknight meal. You can just keep that frozen shrimp in your freezer, and then you've got your frozen vegetables. If you don't feel like cooking, you can just make this quick and easy stir-fry recipe, and it's really quite great. It's great leftover. You know, sometimes leftovers are not the best from those weeknight meals, but this is one that you can heat up and you keep going as long as you want to. So we're just gonna flip these shrimp over here. They're looking great, and then getting ready to add in our vegetables and the stir-fry sauce that we've got going on. Now with this rice, you wanna keep it covered for about 5 minutes, and then once you're done with it, you're gonna just take a fork and fluff it up. And that is how easy it is to make this jasmine rice. I prefer jasmine rice for almost everything that I make. You know, I think it's got a really nice, unique flavor to it. It's got a great consistency. They're longer and bigger grains of rice. All right, these shrimp are looking good. We're almost done with these in the pan, and then we're just gonna toss in our vegetables and then toss everything in together with the sauce. So we'll let the veggies cook a little bit before we put the sauce and the shrimp back in. Looks good to me. Nice and sizzling. You can feel it, and if you need to turn that heat up a little bit more, you can. It really just depends on how crispy you want your shrimp when you're making this recipe. Looks great. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove my shrimp from the pan. Looking good here, and I have a plate to the side that I'm just gonna put it on, and then we're gonna go ahead and add in those veggies. There we go. Now there's still a little bit of the oil left, but if you need to add a little bit more, you can just dump a little bit in there. There we go, looking great. And the fun part, the vegetables. Now, if you really want to make it easy, you can steam these and just toss everything at once. I like to go ahead and get it cooking in the pan. And this is the fun part, getting it nice and open. There we go. So we've got baby corn, we've got broccoli, we've got snap peas, and man, this looks delicious. So all you have to do is take that frozen veggies, cook them down a little bit, and then we'll add in the shrimp, we'll add in the stir fry, we'll get things rocking and rolling, and it's that simple. Now, while these are starting to cook down, I'm gonna go ahead and check on my rice. I think we've been letting it sit here for about 5 minutes. And I'll take a fresh fork because we used this one already to kind of help cook the shrimp down. It's looking great. You can see the steam. You can just kind of fluff it up a little bit, just like that. And there it is. You can smell it. I can smell the jasmine rice. Looks great. It's gonna be nice and easy to put this stir fry on over it. All right. Our veggies are sizzling down. Looking great. Now, as you can see, the broccoli might take a little bit longer to cook, but those carrots, those snap peas, and the baby corn should be cooking pretty quickly here. And then, this is the fun part. While these are cooking in here, we're just gonna let it simmer a little bit longer. Now, if you wanted to also soften it up a bit, you can just take a lid, put a little bit more water on top of this and let it cook down. But we're gonna go ahead and just let it kind of simmer. But we have our homemade stir-fry sauce right here, which is great. So this is a fun one. You can throw it in a jar. It should last about a week in the fridge, but it's got the rice vinegar, it's got the sesame oil, the sugar, the soy sauce. You can smell all of those flavors combined, ginger, garlic. It's quite delicious. So we are stirring it up, and then it's really up to you how much you want to put in here. I think it looks pretty good to me. And now, the more cornstarch you put in it while it cooks over the heat, it'll actually thicken up. So we're gonna add in our shrimp now. Looking great. And then I think I'm gonna do probably about 3 tablespoons worth of the sauce as we put it in here. And then again, it's really up to you to taste what you want to do with it. I'm doing 4, why not? Let's add it in. And then the longer it cooks on the heat, because of the cornstarch, it will actually thicken up, which will be really great. Yeah, so as you can see, it's looking great. We'll turn the heat up a little bit more just to let everything sizzle, taste good, and keep it going. I can smell all of the aromas from the garlic, from the ginger, from the soy sauce. looks fantastic. And that is as easy as it gets to make a simple shrimp stir fry. We've got our jasmine rice looking good, nice and steamed. We just put it over heat for 5 minutes. And then we're just gonna let this all cook together, let the soy sauce and the stir fry sauce thicken up, plus the shrimp will give everything a little bit more flavor. And that is it. That is your simple weeknight meal. So if you want more recipes or want to know all of these ingredients, we'll be happy to share it. Follow us on Facebook or tag us and we'll share the ingredients with you.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Morgan. I'm with Ron Byrne and Associates. And today I'd like to welcome you to Mine House and Mi Casa, a premier bed and breakfast right here at the base of Beaver Creek Mountain. Let's go inside.
This property is currently being run as a bed and breakfast with 20 bedrooms, all with ensuite bathrooms. Right now we are standing in Mi Casa, and next door we also have Mine House. A wonderful opportunity to own a turnkey hospitality business, but it's also an opportunity to own it as a private residence. It can be sold all as one or in individual pieces, however you choose.
So now that we've had a chance to show you these two amazing properties, Mi Casa and Mine House,
we would love the opportunity to show you in person. Give us a call.
The season starts when Nate Dogg, Trailer Tom, and friends have started the season in front of you.
There it is, the white ribbon of living.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And on that very first chair, two very familiar faces who've been in line for 2 days.
My name is Nate Dogg, N-A-T-E, D-O-G-G-G-G.
My name is Trailer Tom.
Nate Nadler and Tom Miller live nearby.
I feared nothing but not getting first chair.
Second chair nightmare.
Yeah, it's a second chair nightmare.
My goal is to continue to fight for this first chair as long as I'm physically able. First chair coming at us one more year.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No. Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Good morning, Vail.
Shrunk 3D is a great new mobile truck here in our community, and it is as interesting as it sounds. We were lucky enough to be there for their grand opening, so let's see what Shrunk 3D is all about.
Photography meets 3D printing with Shrunk 3D, which is an event booth similar to a photo booth, but instead of a 2D image, you will be getting a 3D print of yourself, similar to what Nick has. And Nick is actually the owner and operator of the Shrunk 3D booth here in Colorado, which just happens to be the first one in our state. So Nick, thank you so much for greeting us here today and showing off Shrunk 3D. I'm so excited to learn all about it. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for interviewing me and the opportunity.
Absolutely. It's a very cool concept. We have a bunch of images here on display, and today we're going to get to learn all about Shrunk 3D. You are actually holding a little figure of yourself there, which I think is very cool. But before we kind of get into some of the specifics, can you give us an overview of what Shrunk 3D is?
So Shrunk 3D is the world's first mobile 3D scanning photo booth, and we have about 100 cameras in there, and within 2 seconds we take 200 pictures, and then we use those to create a 3D image, and we send those to state-of-the-art 3D printers. Now, we're not talking about your home 3D printers, we're talking about professional-grade HP printers, and they are sintered nylon, so they're very, very robust. Now, I've worked in the 3D printing field for about 10 years in scanning and printing technologies, and I made these, and when I first started my career, they were made out of ground-up gypsum, so wallboard material, and if you drop them, they'd shatter into a million pieces, and nobody wants that. So we've now reached a point where the scanning technology has converged with the printing technology, and it's gotten to the point where you now have something usable. The resolution's good, the strength is good, and most importantly is the 3D scanning process. You no longer have to be a top certified technician. Anybody can do this, and it's really just a button click, and the system Shrunk's built has made it really, really easy and simple to filter people in and out. I used to chase people around with handheld scanners for like 3 hours, and they'd sneeze, I'd have to start over. And forget pets, man. Everybody wanted their pet scanned, and they just moved too much, so it never worked. But here, if you can keep your pet still for 2 seconds, you can immortalize them forever as a 3D print.
Have those special keepsakes that, like you said, you can include the whole family, including pets, the little ones. And it really is such a cool, unique, and new kind of technology that Nick mentions with all this 3D printing, that you get to keep these little shrunk figures of yourself to capture those moments forever. Nick, why, I know you're kind of focused on Denver and the West. Why are you choosing this region? What brought you out here and made you kind of focus on the mountains and the west of Colorado?
So Shrunk is an event-centric business, and with all the events that the ski resorts do, I figured it would be prime territory, and I'm a big skier myself, so to be able to work and live in the mountains, there's not that many opportunities for 3D printing, 3D scanning jobs up here, so I kind of created my own that fits into the ecosystem of event planning out here.
And it really does allow you for that flexibility to get out in the mountain, to travel to some of the events, like you said, at the resort or at some of the different towns, and just get out and about and share Shrunk 3D with all of our state here in Colorado. Now, let's get into some of the specific. You're holding a figure of yourself right there. Are there different sizes, can you do different movements, different poses? What's the process like when somebody goes inside the booth, and then what are kind of some of the options that they can choose from?
Yeah, so that's a great point. It's pretty freeform. As long as you can hold still for 2 seconds, you can do any pose you want, and that's a great advantage compared to the handheld scanners. So we offer sizes from 3 to 9 inches, and you can do what we call 2.5 people per scan or per print, and that would be 2 adults and a child, or 2 adults and a pet. And if you have a larger family than that, we can take a 2D photo and then print you in separate statues, but scale them accordingly. So when displayed together, it would look like you're proportionately the right heights.
And I love that we have on display here a bunch of those figures. People can do anything they want with it, get creative. We see a wine topper. We also see a wedding cake topper. So you can really kind of customize this and get creative with the poses and stuff, and really capture personalities, capture, the essence of the people. Now, you did mention before this, Nick, that you kind of ship it out to get printed and all of that. What happens once the people leave the booth? What's the process after that, and maybe a time frame of when people would be getting their Shrunk figures?
Yep, so we are 3 to 4 weeks for them to receive the box with their figure in the mail, and we like to say we're as fast as custom can be. So what is involved after they leave, behind the scenes, we're going through and taking those 200 pictures, and we're giving them to a human designer who touches everything up and makes it perfect. So for example, if you got shrunk with your ski poles and you ordered a 3-inch figure, if they scaled the ski poles appropriately, they would be way too weak and they'd break. So they have to go through and kind of maximize those. So printing at a 3-inch scale, they won't break and they'll be durable. So that's a pretty involved hands-on process. And after that, they get sent to a 3D printer, an HP printer in full color, and they go through a post-processing process, chemical smoothing, and then they ship right to your doorstep.
You'll get a box right to your doorstep, as Nick mentioned. And the cool thing, too, is that it captures small details such as tattoos. If you're wearing glasses, it really does capture the smallest of details. It really does such a good job. And you'll be able to see on those figures that we'll be showing on screen. If anybody is interested in contacting you all, Nick, for events, how can they do so? Are there, what types of events do you all do, and how can people reach out to you?
So you can reach out to us at denverwest@shrunk3d.com, or shrunk3d.com/denverwest will be our website address. And we do all events, kind of life milestones, graduations, sporting events, youth sporting. It's been very popular in Halloween parties, cosplay. The Denver Fan Expo should be a large one for us. We already have people on our Facebook page asking if we're going to be there, and yes, we will be there. So get your best cosplay costume out and get shrunk with it.
Awesome. And I know you also do name, image, likeness, figures for athletes and stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about that before we wrap up.
Yeah, so we can launch an e-commerce store with an athlete's likeness. They sign an agreement with us, very simple, and we give them a percentage of the sales. So we issue them a monthly commission check, and they can go on and promote it to their fan base. And it's just a great way to immortalize your sporting moments.
Immortalize sporting moments, milestones, weddings, birthdays, graduations, you name it. You can get those 3D shrunken figures of yourself like Nick is holding here by visiting and booking the Shrunk 3D booth for your next event. Make sure to visit shrunk3d.com/DenverWest. You'll find all the information there, as well as more details to contact Nick and his team. Nick, thank you so much. It's been awesome getting to learn all about Shrunk 3D, and I appreciate your time.
Likewise, appreciate your time.
We're going to take a short break, everybody, but we'll be back with more of the show after this. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
Good morning, Vail.
Discover the perfect blend of style and performance in your eyewear at Eyepieces. With convenient locations in Vail Village, Lions Head, Beaver Creek, Edwards, Basalt, and Snowmass, Eyepieces is the destination for luxury eyewear and high-performance optics. From iconic brands to the latest in sport frames and snow goggles, we have the eyewear to match your mountain lifestyle. Plus, we offer prescription lens services, including eye exams, custom lenses, and prescription goggles for your mountain adventures. Visit us today to experience the art of vision. Eyepieces, serving the Vail Valley's vision needs for over 40 years.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that. And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today. Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
TV8 Vail is expanding its distribution, and we want you to be the first to know. You can now find TV8 and our all-Spanish live stream Conecta en Vivo on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Search the channel store for TV8 Vail and Conecta en Vivo on your device and add them to your list of favorite channels. And as always, you can continue to live stream on our website at tv8vail.com or find us on Spotify. At home or on the go, you'll never miss a minute of your favorite local programs on TV8.
Join host Madison Brown as she visits with guests ranging from country star Toby Keith to magician Tommy Wynn. He explores the kitchen from cake decorating to cooking Hawaiian style, all while exploring unique locations across the country. Check your local listings and tune in.
Are you looking to spice up your career life? Well, then TV8 Vail is looking for some part-time hosts. There's no better way to start your morning than here with the TV8 and Good Morning Vail team. You can email your resumes to Danielle@tv8vail.com, and that way you can be part of the fun.
Each week on The Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss The Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Good morning, Vail.
The Bookmobile is one of those great accessories that the Eagle Valley Library District has, and we cannot wait to introduce you to all the fun that they have to offer.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are anything like me, you love checking out one of our local libraries through the Eagle Valley Library District. Well, now you're going to get to have the libraries come to you, maybe at one of your neighborhoods, with the new Bookmobile. And to tell us all about it, we have Tegan Davis with the Eagle Valley Library District, and we're actually inside the Bookmobile right now. Are we the first ones in?
You are.
Or one of the first few?
Yep, one of the first. That's not staff. Yes, absolutely.
Tegan, thank you so much for greeting us here today inside the Bookmobile, Eagle Valley Library District. Newest initiative, and it's going to be out in the community soon, and we're coming here today to learn all about it. So let's kind of take us back in time a little bit and tell us how the idea of the Bookmobile started and kind of where was this seed planted to have it here now?
Yeah, so we've done a few community surveys that are statistically valid, and in 2014 and 2021, and the responses we keep receiving from some of our community members is that our branches, which are in Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum, are hard to get to. So our district is rather large. So we're at Dow Junction all the way up to the top of Tennessee Pass. We got Bond, Burns, Sweetwater. We go all the way to Dot Cerro. So our district is rather large, and so for some people it takes them 50 miles to get to the nearest branch.
Got it.
So the idea sprung from patrons' needs and requests of how to get library materials to them.
Right.
And so the Bookmobile
Here we
is
are.
one way to do it. And so the Bookmobile was purchased 2 years ago, and because of supply chain demand issues, it took it a while to actually get built. This is a custom build for us.
Yes. I know that I've been talking to you and a few other staff members about this for a while now, so I know it's been a work in progress, and I know that you guys have been working hard to get this Bookmobile up and running, and I love kind of that at the core of this is just making the library more accessible to those who, like you said, maybe it's a little bit of a drive for them to get to the community, to the library. They can now maybe have it at one of their communities.
Yeah, we're going to come to them and provide the services hopefully that they need, and so this is staged at the moment as like a library. So we're bringing the library to our patrons.
Bringing the library to the community. I love that. There's tons of books in here already.
There are.
How is this all going to work, or how is it all functioning? How is it all arranded in here? Tell us a little bit about in here.
So again, it's just like a little library. So when you walk in, we did create these handholds for the kiddies.
Yes, I love that.
To help them come in. So bringing a little bit of rock climbing culture into the library. We have teen fiction. We've got our movies. We got large print. We've got nonfiction. We've got our adult materials. We've got our children's materials,
So
and then we have it all in here. So it's just like if you were to come to the library, it's just a little bit smaller. And then we'll have our computers set up so you can put things on hold. So if we swing by Dot Cerro and we have your holds, we'll be able to deliver them as well. And then we have our tech in here, so we'll have computers, hotspots. Again, little library. We're hoping to bring all the things in some of our bigger branches on a smaller scale to the communities. And then you can come in, you can check out. We have a two-way door, so you'll be able to leave this way. If you need accessibility, this actually goes down, so it's an accessibility ramp. Again, we got our adult fiction large print, so we got our early readers, we got picture books. So again, little library coming to you. Yeah,
exactly. I love that it really is like a little library in here, so folks will be able to come in, browse, check out just like they would at the library.
Yep.
The process is pretty much the same exact thing as if you were to check out inside the library.
Put things on hold, we'll bring them to you, and then in the spring, summer, we're going to start programming, and so in these communities, hopefully we'll be bringing some story times and some other community programs, and we just want some feedback so we know what people want.
Yeah, so if folks want to, once this is up and running, come check out a book, they will need a library card just like they would inside the library.
And it's really easy to get, so we just need photo ID so that we know that you are you, and you can get a library card, and then you can check out all this fun stuff.
Awesome. So when are you all planning on getting the bookmobile out in the community, out in the different neighborhoods? When can we expect to see y'all?
You will see us on the road in 2025, hitting all the communities, and then you'll be able to learn our stops on our website. So evld.org. We'll have a page for the bookmobile, so you can know where we're going to be and hopefully plan your stays in your community and know that we're coming soon.
Yes, we'll definitely stay tuned for the bookmobile in 2025, kicking off the New Year strong. Bringing books to the community. I personally, I've told you before, I'm a library user. I love getting to come to the libraries and stuff, but having this in our communities, just maybe steps away from people's homes, where they can just come and check out books, I think it's going to be a game changer.
I hope so. That's the plan, that's the goal, is so that we can provide access where people are at, and so that they can get what they need, whether that is for improvement or entertainment. We want to be there for them.
I love that. What about when folks are done with their books and they want to return?
They can return it. We actually have a return bin right there. So
they can do it in the bus?
They can do it in the bus.
Awesome.
So you can pick up holds, you can check things out, you can browse. Again, we'll have programming later, but you can bring your returns back.
Can I check out a book in the bookmobile and then return it at a library?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
I love that. Tons of different options for folks to come in, maybe check out a book, see what's available. I'm sure there will be material kind of rotating through, and there will be new stuff.
Yeah, so again, Little Library, we're going to make sure that we have newer materials on here as well, so that when you come, it's fresh, and hopefully you find what you want.
I love that. Tegan, anything else about the bookmobile you want to mention for folks back at home? I know we're all waiting to get to see it out in the community.
I'm just really excited to have this offering to the community, and we would love your feedback, and we hope you enjoy it as well.
Yeah. So we'll definitely stay tuned for the bookmobile coming to you early 2025. Make sure to stay tuned. If you see it out in the community, stop by and check out one of the books. Or as always, stop by one of the libraries or visit evld.org to check out everything you guys offer, which you guys do a lot.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yep.
Thanks for having us, Tegan, and giving us a little sneak peek on the bookmobile.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more of the show after this. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
Good morning, Vail.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
TVA Vail is proud to announce the Wacky Winter Reading Program. We're asking children of all ages, K and even the teenagers going up to 12th grade, read 10 books or 1,000 pages by April 30th, 2025. You can find all the details on our website, tvavail.com. Thank you to our sponsor, the lovely Eagle Valley Library District, where you can go pick up your book and have a great time. Have a great winter from your friends at TVA Vail.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chena Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988 when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado, the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher, making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant. And we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success. And we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? Chena Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chena Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you so much for tuning into your Monday edition of Good Morning Vail. Happy President's Day, everyone. I hope you're enjoying a nice, great ski day up on the slopes because it's going to be beautiful. There are so many wonderful offerings here in our community, whether you want a shrunk version of yourself or you want a book on the go, they're all taking place here. Of course, step into the kitchen with Kim and Ross and make some delicious sauce, but then step back into the kitchen with Kim and make some delicious stir fry. These are great recipes to have at home. We want to thank you again for tuning in each and every morning because we love getting to be here. Get out there and have a great day, everyone.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer